Funny thing about snakes, they never come alone. They move in silence, hide in plain sight, blend in like friends, like family, until the day you catch them with their fangs out. I'm sitting in my truck across from the Velvet Room, an upscale spot that my wife and her friends think is their little secret hideaway. They don't know I know. They don't know I've been watching. For weeks now. Every Friday night it's the same pattern. Lila claims she's exhausted from work, says she needs a night in. Maybe to catch up on her favorite shows, maybe to get some extra sleep. But here she is, standing in the glow of expensive chandeliers, laughing like she doesn't have a care in the world, sitting at a table surrounded by Amanda, Rachel, and Chloe. Her ride-or-die crew. Funny, they're the same ones who told me I was lucky to have her, the same ones covering for her, lying for her, helping her cheat, helping her betray me. But tonight isn't for anger. Tonight isn't for arguments. Tonight is for watching the snakes gather together. Just so I can cut off every single head at once. Quietly. Perfectly. Without saying a word. My name's Devin. Software engineer. Quiet. Private. The kind of guy people overlook in a crowded room. And honestly, I never minded that. I've never needed attention. Never needed to be the loudest or the flashiest. I always thought life was better when it was simple, stable, predictable. That's how I lived before Lila, before all of this. When I met Lila 6 years ago, I thought I hit the lottery. She was this whirlwind of energy. Beautiful, bold, magnetic. The type of woman everyone noticed the second she walked into a room. And for some reason, she noticed me. She used to tell me she loved how grounded I was, how steady, how calm. And me, I loved how alive she made everything feel. We got married a year later. A small, perfect ceremony. No drama, no stress, just us. And her 3 best friends, of course. Amanda, Rachel, Chloe. They were a package deal. Came with Lila like matching luggage. Girls' nights, weekend brunches, random spa trips that somehow lasted 12 hours. At first, I didn't mind. Everyone needs friends, right? But over time, it felt like I was married to 4 people instead of 1. Every decision, they weighed in. Every argument, they picked a side. And it was never mine. But even with all that, I trusted Lila. I believed in what we had. Until the cracks started to show. Until the girls' trips turned into overnight stays at mystery hotels. Until the text messages didn't match the timestamps. Until Chloe let a comment slip that Lila couldn't backpedal from fast enough. And the worst part, the more I noticed, the more obvious it became that this wasn't just Lila lying to me. This was coordinated. Her friends weren't just innocent bystanders. They were active participants, willing collaborators, people I'd invited into my home, shared dinners with, trusted around my life. And that made this bigger than a cheating wife. That made this war. Because I could have confronted Lila. I could have yelled, demanded answers, made a scene. But that's not my style. That's not how I win. See, I don't like to fight loud. I like to win quiet. I like to move in the dark. Just like them. Funny thing is, if you'd asked me a year ago, I would have told you I had a good life. Not flashy, not perfect, but good. My kind of good. I worked from home most days. Lila worked in marketing. Social, outgoing, always at events or happy hours. We balanced each other. Or at least, I thought we did. Our house wasn't a mansion, but it was ours. 3 bedrooms, quiet neighborhood, little back patio where I grilled on weekends. It wasn't Instagram perfect, but it was real. Comfortable. Lila loved to host. Game nights, wine nights, girls' brunches. Amanda, Rachel, and Chloe practically had their own seats at our dining table. At first, I didn't mind. Back then, Amanda was the loud one. Life of the party, a little too opinionated, but she could make anybody laugh. Rachel was the smart one. Always helping Lila plan things, super organized, always with a wine glass in her hand. Chloe was the sweet one. Or so I thought. Quiet, supportive, kind. The one I trusted most. Looking back now, every single one of them was playing a role. And me, I was the idiot in the audience clapping along, completely unaware the whole show was fake. But in those early days, I didn't see the cracks yet. We'd go on weekend getaways. Lila and I walking on the beach, grabbing late-night tacos from a food truck, her falling asleep on my shoulder during movie marathons. It was simple. It was enough. And if her phone buzzed late at night, I didn't check it. If she came home late from a girl's night looking tired, I didn't question it. Because when you trust someone, I mean really trust them, it doesn't even cross your mind that they'd betray you for sport. But it wasn't just Lila I trusted. It was Amanda. It was Rachel. It was Chloe. The way they laughed with me, joked with me, toasted to our anniversaries, like we were all in this little family together, it was convincing. Until it wasn't. Until little things stopped making sense. Until the phone buzzes didn't match the stories. Until the group chats I wasn't supposed to see accidentally popped up when Chloe left her phone on the counter at my house. It was subtle, tiny details. But when you work in software long enough, you learn to catch glitches. And this whole perfect life, it was glitching bad. It always starts small. That's what nobody tells you about betrayal. There's rarely some big, dramatic reveal at first. It's subtle, quiet, like tiny cracks spreading across glass. I think my first real gut check happened about 8 months before everything blew up. Lila had gone out for one of her typical girls' nights with Amanda, Rachel, and Chloe. No big deal. Standard operating procedure. But when she came home, she slipped, and not in a dramatic way. It was stupid, actually. She told me they went to this new rooftop bar downtown. Raved about the view, the drinks, how packed it was. But Chloe casually mentioned later that week how great the live band at River's Edge had been that night. 2 totally different places. 2 completely different stories. And the kicker? Neither place was even remotely close to the other. That's when my stomach dropped. That was the first crack. But I didn't say anything. Not then. Because when people lie, you don't catch them by confronting them immediately. You catch them by watching them get comfortable lying. And that's exactly what I did. Then came the Venmo transactions. Amanda sending Lila random payments labeled things like Uber or drinks. But on nights when Amanda wasn't even in town, Rachel covering for Lila at work, logging her out as WFH, while Lila's car sat parked overnight 2 blocks from a downtown hotel. Chloe suddenly too available, volunteering to hang with me, while Lila was supposedly busy. Classic distraction technique. Classic damage control. It was all too neat, too rehearsed, too calculated. The night that sealed it, Amanda accidentally left her group chat open on her phone when she went to the bathroom at our house. Her lock screen lit up. Girls' night rules. No snitching, no slipping, no screenshots. That's what their chat was called. My blood went cold. Who even names a chat like that? And the preview of the last message? Amanda. Lila, babe. Devin will never suspect a thing. He's literally the chillest dude alive. Yeah, about that. Chill doesn't mean stupid. Quiet doesn't mean blind. And I had just gone from suspicious to certain. But I wasn't going to yell. I wasn't going to confront. I was going to document, watch, and wait. Because snakes don't slither away when you stomp. They scatter when you shine the right light. And I was done sitting in the dark. Once you see the first lie, it's like pulling a loose thread. Everything starts to unravel. And let me tell you, Lila's lies weren't just unraveling. They were straight up disintegrating. It got sloppy fast. The more comfortable she got thinking I was clueless, the worse her cover stories became. Example. One Friday, she told me she was going to a girls-only spa retreat at some cabin upstate. Cute. Except Chloe's boyfriend, Tyler, sent me a random DM later that night. Hey man, just a heads up. Is Lila supposed to be in town tonight? Because Chloe's been acting weird all day about it. Interesting. Tyler didn't know what was going on. But I did. Because guess what I had installed a week earlier? A tracker. No, not on Lila. On her car. And that car? Parked overnight at a hotel 20 minutes away. Not some luxury cabin in the woods. I sat there staring at the little blinking dot on my phone. thinking about how many times I'd filled her tank, how many oil changes I paid for, how many girls' nights were really guy nights in disguise, and the hotel, not even discreet. It was practically famous for late-night affairs. But here's the thing. I didn't care about the guy. Seriously. Men like that, whatever. They're disposable. Forgettable. What really got me, what really flipped that switch inside me, was realizing how deep her friends were in it. Amanda wasn't just covering for her. She was driving her to hookups. Rachel wasn't just making excuses at work. She was forging emails to Lila's boss so she could sneak extra days off. And Chloe? Sweet, quiet Chloe? She was texting Lila mid-lie, coaching her on exactly what to say to me. Word for word. Tell him the spa doesn't have Wi-Fi. No signal. No video calls. Crafty. Except she forgot one thing. I work in tech. Wi-Fi blackouts. Dead giveaway. That's when it hit me. This wasn't just cheating. This wasn't just disrespect. This was a coordinated effort. A squad-level betrayal. And the best way to handle a squad? Divide. Isolate. Destroy. Not loud. Not messy. Quiet. Clean. Permanent. Because snakes hunt in groups. But they die. Alone. I don't know what hurt more. The cheating. Or realizing how deep her little crew of traitors went. See, I could have maybe chalked Lila's behavior up to some midlife crisis, some personal mess she fell into. But this was coordinated warfare. They weren't just friends. They were her co-conspirators, her soldiers, her hype squad for betrayal. And the deeper I looked, the worse it got. Amanda was the ringleader. Loud, brash, always the first to shout, "Men ain't nothing," over mimosas at brunch. Turns out, Amanda wasn't just talking trash about me. She was driving Lila to hotels, dropping her off like an Uber driver. Except this one didn't want payment. She wanted chaos. Rachel was slick. The responsible one. Corporate girl. Always busy. Always booked. She was the one keeping Lila's calendar straight. Deleting texts, sending fake work emails to cover shifts, coaching Lila on excuses like it was a job. She even helped Lila sign up for a fake conference so she could sneak off for a weekend trip with her side guy. Professional-grade lying. Then there was Chloe. Sweet, quiet, pretend innocent Chloe. She was the worst. The snake that hides in the grass until it's right at your ankle. She played the role of friend to both sides perfectly, checking in on me while Lila was working late, bringing me leftovers from girls' night dinners, asking me how I was doing like she cared. She didn't care. She was stalling, keeping me distracted while Lila was God knows where doing God knows what. And for what? What did they get out of this? Cheap thrills? Entertainment? Or maybe they just liked feeling smarter than me, feeling like they were playing the game, and I didn't even know I was on the board. That's what got me. It wasn't just betrayal. It was mockery, disrespect on a whole other level. And once you realize you're not dealing with a one-time mistake, once you see the entire ecosystem working against you, you stop thinking like a husband, and you start thinking like a hunter. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't sad. I was surgical. And every single one of them was about to get cut, clean, precise, without a single warning, because while they were busy playing checkers, I'd been setting up the entire chessboard. Everyone has a breaking point. Mine came on a random Thursday night. No drama, no argument, just one of those moments where the world gets painfully clear. Lila was in the shower, humming some song like life was beautiful. Her phone was face down on the bed, and like clockwork, it buzzed. Normally, I didn't touch her phone, not because I trusted her at this point, but because I didn't need to. But this time, something in me said, look, just once. And there it was. The group chat. Amanda, Rachel, Chloe, labeled, the real ones. Yeah, real all right. Real snakes. Real cowards. Real fake. The last few messages. Amanda, girl, you're playing this like a queen. That man has no clue LMAO. Rachel, spa weekend soon? We can use my Marriott points again. Chloe, OMG, yes, but be careful. Devin's been weird lately. I think he's starting to notice stuff. Then Lila's reply. Simple. Cold. Straight to the vein. Even if he knows, what's he really gonna do? Devin's too soft. Soft. Said like it was a flaw. Like patience. Like kindness. Like trust was weakness. Nah. See, that's when something inside me shut off completely. The version of me they thought they knew. Gone. Soft Devin. Buried. Replaced by someone else entirely. Someone cold. Focused. Ready. I put the phone back exactly where I found it. Not a trace. Not a clue. When Lila stepped out of that shower, smiling at me like everything was normal, I smiled right back. Because I wasn't upset anymore. I wasn't confused. I wasn't broken. I was done. This wasn't about saving a marriage. This wasn't about fighting for love. This was about closure. Control. Reclaiming my power. I kissed her on the forehead like always. Said goodnight. Watched her roll over like nothing had changed. But inside, I was already gone. Already moving. Already planning. Because now, it was time to dismantle the whole operation. Quietly. Perfectly. Without saying a word. You'd think finding out your wife and her little cheer squad had been lying to your face for months would wreck you, break you, make you fall apart. But for me, it was the opposite. It was peaceful, almost quiet, like stepping into cold water after a long, hot run. Shock at first, but then clarity, clean, sharp, focused, because once your heart goes numb, all that's left is your mind, and mine was dangerous when it was calm. The funny thing about betrayal is how fast it rewires you. Little things that used to bother me didn't even register anymore. Lila's fake texts about working late? Didn't care. Her girls' nights turning into entire weekends? Didn't flinch. Amanda's loud mouth running in my kitchen like she owned the place? Ignored. Rachel's fake little smile? Didn't even see it anymore. Chloe bringing me takeout like she was checking on me? Cute, but meaningless. They were ghosts to me now. Already dead. Already gone. I went full machine mode. Polite. Calm. Predictable. Every move I made was deliberate. I needed them comfortable. I needed them sloppy. And trust me, snakes, they get real bold when they think nobody sees them. They get lazy. Messy. Lila barely even covered her tracks anymore. She was too busy feeling invincible. Too busy playing the part of untouchable with her friends. While I sat 2 feet away, logging every single move. At night, when she slept, I'd sit on my laptop. Working, but not on code. On evidence. Screenshots. Photos. Bank transactions. Location pings. Cross-checking alibis. I created a folder on my desktop labeled Insurance. That's what it was. Not revenge. Not payback. Insurance. Insurance that I'd never be disrespected like this again. Insurance that every single person who thought I was soft would learn a hard lesson. And the most beautiful part? They wouldn't even see it coming. Because while they were busy laughing at me, I was building the perfect exit plan. The perfect trap. And when it sprung shut, there wouldn't be yelling. No screaming matches. No dramatic confrontations. Just silence. Beautiful, final silence. Every betrayal leaves breadcrumbs. Every lie leaves patterns. And if there's one thing I'm better at than anything else, it's finding patterns. I didn't want revenge that was loud. I wanted revenge that was permanent. Quiet. Undeniable. Devastating. Step 1, Amanda. She worked at a corporate finance firm downtown. You know what finance companies don't love? Employees sending explicit photos over company devices. And Amanda not only sent them, she was dumb enough to save them on her cloud. Auto-sync to her work laptop. All I had to do was create an anonymous email account. Attach the screenshots. Subject line. Internal policy violation. Device misuse. Send. Simple. Clean. HR would handle the rest. Step 2, Rachel. Her husband, Derek? Solid dude. Knew me well enough to trust my word. But I didn't want him trusting me. I wanted him trusting proof. So I sent him a Dropbox link labeled You deserve to know. Inside, screenshots, dates, receipts, photos geotagged exactly where Rachel claimed to be on business trips. Only, those trips happened right here in the city. Derek was the kind of man who moved quietly. Like me, I knew he'd handle it privately. Perfect. Step 3, Chloe. Her apartment lease had strict rules. No subletting, no vacation rentals, no overnight guests without landlord approval. Guess what Chloe had been doing every weekend while helping Lila sneak around? Airbnb side hustle. Unregistered, uninsured, illegal. All I had to do was forward screenshots from the Airbnb listing, with her exact address blurred for privacy, directly to her landlord. Anonymous, respectful, but fatal. Step 4, Lila. Saving the best for last. She was cocky, careless, overconfident. I didn't want to scream at her. Didn't want to curse her out. That's easy. Temporary. I wanted to leave her in a mess so deep she wouldn't even know where to start cleaning. Every detail of my plan had one goal. Leave them isolated. No allies. No backup. No exits. And the final step? Let them gather. Let them clink glasses. Let them laugh about me one last time, while I sat across the street, watching them walk straight into their own destruction. Because sometimes, the best sound in the world is no sound at all. The night of their little celebration dinner couldn't have been more perfect. The Velvet Room, Lila's favorite spot. Classy, expensive, private. Of course, Amanda, Rachel, and Chloe were there. Champagne glasses clinking, phones on the table, screen side down. Just like always, their little headquarters for Betrayal. And me, I was right across the street, window down, whiskey in hand, watching, waiting, smiling, because I already knew. Everything was about to go nuclear. First hit, Amanda, 7:02 p.m. Her phone buzzed once. She glanced down. Casual. Then again. Then a third time. This one, she picked up, stepped away from the table. By the time she came back, her face was pale. I could practically read her lips. They're firing me? Goodbye corporate card. Goodbye little brunch flex lifestyle. Goodbye Amanda. 7:09 p.m. Rachel's husband walked in. Not rushed. Not angry. Calm. Calculated. He set a plain manila envelope right on the table in front of her. Her smile froze mid-sip. Divorce papers. Clean. Cold. Public. She didn't even look at Lila. Didn't even look at Amanda. Just gathered her bag and left. Like the building was on fire. 7:15 p.m. Chloe's phone rang. Not a text. A call. She stepped away. Didn't come back for 10 full minutes. When she did, she looked like she'd been slapped across the face. Airbnb profile. Shut down. Lease. Terminated. Landlord. Furious. She tried whispering to Lila about needing a lawyer. Lila just blinked. Clueless. Still trying to figure out how the night turned to ashes. And me. I sat there. Silent. Still. Watching every fake smile melt away. Watching every snake scatter. No yelling. No confrontation. No drama. Just consequences. Served cold. Perfectly timed. Custom made. Because that's what they never understood about me. I'm not soft. I'm surgical. I don't explode. I execute. Quietly. Efficiently. Without leaving fingerprints. And the best part? I wasn't even done yet. Not with Lila. Not by a long shot. It's funny how quickly the world changes once people lose their power. Amanda was the first to go radio silent. After the HR call, her corporate credit card froze. Her access shut down. She posted some fake motivational quote on social media about new beginnings the next day. Cute. Translation? She was unemployed. Rent in that fancy downtown condo wasn't going to pay itself. Neither were those bottomless brunches. I heard through the grapevine she moved back in with her parents within 2 weeks. Tough. Rachel? Oh, Rachel went full ghost. Derek didn't play around. Divorce filed. Accounts frozen. His lawyer was surgical. Like me, Rachel was left scrambling. Those designer bags and girls' trips funded by Derek? Gone. Word was she went crawling to Amanda and Chloe for a place to crash. Problem was, Amanda was broke. Chloe? Evicted. Speaking of Chloe, landlords move quick when they've got evidence. Her Airbnb side hustle? Dead. Her lease violation? Non-negotiable. She tried to claim she was set up. Maybe she was, but the evidence didn't care. Reality didn't care. She packed her things at 2 a.m. after getting the notice. I saw her that night, sitting on the curb with 2 suitcases and nowhere to go. It should have felt satisfying. It didn't. It felt quiet. Final. Exactly how I planned it. And Lila, she came home that night like a ghost. Silent. Confused. Shook. She opened the front door to a new lock. A single box of her essentials sat neatly on the porch. Clothes. Shoes. Her wedding ring placed right on top. And taped to the box? A single sheet of paper. 1 sentence. Simple. Final. Check your email. Inside that email, every receipt, every screenshot, every dirty secret, all neatly organized, all undeniable. No explanations needed. No conversation necessary. And waiting at the bottom of the email? Divorce papers. Already filed. Already paid for. Already over. Silent. Surgical. Complete. I didn't block her. Didn't curse her out. Didn't even respond to the flood of texts that came pouring in later. Because when you're done, really done, you don't explain. You don't argue. You don't look back. You just disappear from their world. Like you were never there at all. They say revenge is best served cold. I disagree. Real revenge is served silent. No explosions. No screaming matches. No messy fights in public. That's amateur stuff. Real revenge is sitting across the street from the very people who thought they could outsmart you, and watching them absolutely fall apart. Without ever knowing how the match got lit, Amanda lost her job, Rachel lost her marriage, Chloe lost her home, and Lila lost me. But most importantly, they lost each other. Because snakes don't stick together when the grass catches fire. They scatter. They slither away. They save themselves. And standing at the center of all that chaos was me. Still calm. Still quiet. Still watching. Because here's the truth nobody tells you about betrayal. When people lie that well, that often, for that long, you don't need to destroy them. They've already built their own destruction. All I did was hold up the mirror. All I did was step aside and let gravity handle the rest. Funny thing about snakes, they'll always think they're hunting you, until the day they realize they were walking straight into your trap. Every step, every laugh, every little secret text, leading them right to the end. My rules, my silence, my victory. And as for me, I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I'm not even mad. I'm just gone. Completely. Quietly. Forever. Thanks so much for watching. If you love a good revenge story, or if you've ever dreamed of getting the last word without saying much at all, you're in the right place. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new savage ending. Because around here, karma always hits different.